but he's joking. And so, the question of the female of the goddess, you will notice that the man who write these things down and who have written them in the past and control writing them now and will seem to be doing it in the future, establish in what is called the sacred and most holy documents that which he controls. The attitude that went through this whole thing is the one that I constantly question certain, or I say most women, is how can they agree and stand it for all these years? I want to know, how can a woman accept that a man gave birth to the first child and that there was a man named Adam who gave birth to Eve by virtue of his rib cage? If the man had given birth to Eve through his penis, there would have been some logic to it, and which I might not have contended. But through his rib cage, and there's no damage to his ribs. Or I tried to reason physically, how could the child have come out, let's say a 3-pounder, I goes as the chance of survival. And the woman still stay and go to church, go to synagogue, go to the mosque every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and never question the possibility. What is it within the gospel or any religious tract that tells her that this thing happened to the point that she can respect it? With all the women revolutionary movement going on today, challenging things that men wrote, why doesn't the woman challenge the Adam and Eve statement? I could give you a possibility of why not, and it's all based upon fear. Fear of being hurt one way or the other. It can't be hurt by pain, because if she's a mother, she knows what pain is. And I don't know more excruciating pain than childbirth other than death. It's a process that will lead to death, and death has come quite often. Then what it is? Conditioning of the mind. It's got to be conditioning of the mind, like today, to sit there and admit that you, a mother, the only one could be a mother in the human race, because there's only one human race. We have make all kinds of aberration to justify all kinds of scheme. But whether you're white, black, brown, technicolor, and even green that you had, you are a member of the human race. And you may vary by being a member of a group within the human race, an ethnic group. But nevertheless, you're still a human race. And if you mate with any other race, you're going to get nothing or maybe a kick. If you're raised with a donkey, a female donkey, of course, Jenny, you may get your brain kicked out. And that's all you're going to get. But if you rape with a woman as white, green, technicolor, you may get an offspring. These are realities. The ethnicity and so forth has been based upon the Europeans telling us in some school and get mad, and we must answer to sort of in the brainwashing. First he brainwashed himself. But in the process, I would recognize the ethnicity of people of being germane, because since I can't go outside and create a system that will recognize the ethnicity as being just that, it becomes another race in the system in which I live, and I'm forced to follow this, and I'm not young as I used to be in my teen to challenge the United States against with military forces, because I understand that when you say with your group in consultation, we are going to do this, so many within that group may say yes and not ready to do it. And that among the people within the group may cause the group itself to be damaged beyond capacity to repair their mind from past experience. So when we're talking about God, I think, and the goddess, and since in Egypt there is no God without a goddess and no goddess without a god, all of them have the opposite. But the argument continues up to now as to who was the first, like the chicken and the egg situation, and I've never seen an egg lay a chicken. I've always seen a chicken lay an egg, so I know who come first. Now, you may not agree with it. Go on with your argument. I don't have time to waste. Thus, it is the rationale for my conclusion is based upon human living and experience. I know that is not too popular around the young, and I don't know who's young, because I'm younger than the man 77. I'm 76. So I could say I'm the young, and he's the old, because it would be a fact. Then somebody would just say, I'm younger than you too. I'm 72, and so on and so on. But what we need within the system we're living in is the recognition of reality. And we cannot have this reality unless the men among us are willing to deal with a truth of reality. We see constantly, even though we come forward as fathers and we brag to each other as such, we must accept, however, that as fathers we have not given birth to anything. As fathers, we are not that unless a woman tells us we are the father. And she can say to us, you are the father, and take it away by saying you are not the father. Just add not with are. And you hear that if you get 6 or 7 marriage license, she wakes up in the bed in the morning and says, I'm pregnant. You can't say, good, you gave my child. She didn't tell you that. She said she was pregnant. She must add some other words for you to know you are a father. Of course, she can take them back in any minute, and the law will back her. He is my husband, he's not the father of my child. She could say that up to the day she gives birth to the child, and 30 years after, 70 years after, you're not the father of my child. What are you going to do about it? Insist that you're the father? People look like a damn fool. The one say you're not the father of the child. That's why I keep him with my wife. I always keep my wife and say, darling, I'm still the father of the child. My wife would tell me, does the child look like you, don't it? And I always say, it looked like, but I got to get the approval from you. Because the Iceman down the block looks like me, very close. You could always find somebody who look like you. And you can't prove it's your child, but she can prove it is her child because she gave birth to the child. So that make this manhood that we're talking about very weak. So if we have any reasoning about it, we will do what's right. Constantly ask her to validate whether or not you are the father, and she will say yes or no. When she said no, just travel. take up everything, and travel.